Hi guys, this is Rory Flanagan and today I'm going to talk to you about alternative forms of protection. So I'm an engineer, inventor and entrepreneur, so I know about protecting things and launching them. The traditional forms of protection are things like patents, trademarks, confidentiality agreements. All of these things are important and are necessary, but I find my clients often overestimate the importance of these and they spend way too much time and money on them. And I'm there coaching them, trying to hold them back, being like, no, you don't need to spend that much money on them. You don't need to spend that much time on them. There are these cheaper alternatives that you should do in the early stages. Save the expensive 20-year patents, etc. till later. My clients underestimate the importance of these other forms of protection, the ones I'm going to talk to you about now. And what are they? One is being first to market. One is having a strong brand, and one is having good marketing. Now, I find us engineer and inventor types often struggle with these things. It's not in our nature. We like to build things, we like to design things. Me personally, like marketing is my Achilles heel and it's something I've learned over time. I have gotten better at marketing, but I tend to outsource it these days. I recognize it's something I'm never going to be that strong at, and there are lots of people who are very, very good at it, and I can just have them do it and they're happier and I'm happier and all of my businesses are more successful, and you can do the same. But it's good to have an awareness of these things and how important they are. So what was the first one? Being first to market. This means being the first one on store shelves, on Amazon, on Kickstarter, etc. with your idea. Being the first is powerful. A lot of people come to recognize you as the original. And then anything that comes after you is a rip-off, a copycat, the cheap version. The classic example is Coca-Cola and Pepsi. You know, Coca-Cola was the original, and then Pepsi came in with a cheaper alternative, and then Pepsi have forever been trying to shake the image of them being the cheap number two to Coca-Cola, and they just can't do it. So being first to market is really powerful, and you'll attract a lot of loyal customers just by being the first. You know, they'll come back to you. There are a lot of people who won't buy copycats or cheap alternatives. They want that real McCoy, you know, the real original. And this brings us on to number two, having a strong brand. So again, I'm not going to pretend to be a branding expert. This is something I outsource. I understand its importance and how it can be a strong form of protection. So your brand is kind of like your identity. You know, it's your logo, it's your name, it's your color scheme. It's the message and presentation you put out to the world. And if you have a strong brand, it's memorable. And when you get into people's heads as having a great product and a great brand, they'll come back to you. You know, once they've found something they like that works, why would they go buy an alternative or start shopping around? They'll keep coming back to you. So being first to market, having a strong brand, they're really powerful, really useful. I'd say they're actually often more important than like a patent or a trademark, but that's a conversation for another time. Number three, good marketing. I'm going to tell you something that is very true and it annoys me very much. So a bad product marketed well will usually outperform a good product marketed badly. And this frustrates me very much. As an inventor, I want to build cool things, and I feel like that should be enough. But sadly, it's not. You need good marketing. It's often more important than the idea itself. A lot of inventors, you know, they put all of their blood, sweat, tears, money, and time into making the product, the invention, as good as possible. And then when it comes to marketing time, they'll do it in a week. Won't spend any money on it. And then the business fails, and they'll think, oh, there's something wrong with my invention, and then they'll move on to the next one. Often it's a marketing problem. I'd say this is why many businesses fail. So marketing, it's really important, and it leans on those first two we were talking about. Being first to market, having a strong brand. If you have good marketing, you're getting in front of your customers, you're making contact with them regularly through multiple channels, let's say YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. If they keep seeing you, keep being reminded of you, they're going to come back and buy from you. You're building a relationship with them. These are three alternative forms of protection that are really important and should be used. And if you're not good at these things, they don't come naturally to you, that's okay. That's me too. You can outsource them. You can pick up a couple of books just to brush up on them a little bit. I recommend that if you're an inventor and these things are your Achilles heel. A good one I recommend is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. It's a very simple book, and it gives you a really nice framework you can use. And those other classical forms of protection, patents, trademarks, confidentiality agreements, etc. If you're not sure about those either, head over to our website, thepragmaticpenguin.com, and we can help you with those. They don't have to be complicated or expensive. There are lots of workarounds to make them faster and cheaper so you can get your ideas out there and start making money. All right, thank you guys. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.